Welcome back. Our coverage of Gabby Petito's final days has taken us tonight out west. It is part of our upcoming NewsNation Prime special, Getting Answers. Correspondent Brian Enton is joining us live tonight from the road, and he is in Wyoming. Brian, when we last talked to you last night, you were in Utah. You're kind of retracing some of Gabby's steps. And I think before we talked about what you have been there doing, what is it like for you to be there, having spent so much time in Florida, in Northport, at the Reserve for the last month and a half, and now you're back really at the beginning?
Well, we're right now near the Wyoming-Idaho border, really just in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of this national forest. I mean, it's pitch black. There's not much to see, but there's snow out here, which is interesting. It's very, very cold. It's almost a miracle that we're able to get on with you right now because we've had literally no cell phone service for the last hour or so just driving through the national forest. And it's been really interesting, Marnie, retracing Gabby Petito's journey. You mentioned it. I've been in Northport for the last 6 weeks outside the Laundrie family home. Sort of wondering what all of these places are like. And it really, truly is magical and beautiful out here. You can totally tell when you take this route why Gabby Petito wanted to do this. And the van life culture out here is very much a thing. You see people living in vans all throughout the entire area. But we were in Moab, Utah this morning. That's where we started out. That's, of course, where the domestic incident happened between Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, that body camera video that we have looked at. It is right now, the incident is under investigation by the police department there, the Moab Police Department. They have an outside agency investigating whether their officers handled that situation correctly. Obviously, a lot of people have been saying that they didn't. Other people have been saying it's not the officers' fault. So they brought in this outside agency to come in and look at the way that they handled it. That investigation is ongoing, so there's only so much that the police can say. But we did sit down and talk with the assistant chief today. Listen to what he told us.
No matter what type of call we're responding to, we're always looking at ways that we can handle them better. And that's really what I think our focus is moving forward right now is just being better. We can't change what happened yesterday, but what we can change is the way that we approach situations moving forward. I'm not saying that one way or another, whether or not I believe anything was done incorrectly or properly on this particular incident. What I'm saying is that even those officers are doing self-evaluation based on that call and what they could do better. That I do know.
So we went out with police to the actual spot, Marnie, where the traffic stop happened, and the assistant chief walked us through it. We went into detail about the entire thing. We're going to have that entire conversation tomorrow with the special tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern. Marnie?
Brian, I'm curious. So many people still talking about this case, will be for weeks, months, years to come. What are folks there who are traveling through the region, these van life people or people who live there, saying about this case, the attention that it's drawn, and the mystery that still surrounds it?
So everyone is still talking about it because, especially in Moab, I mean, these things just don't really happen there. I mean, you know, it's a very quiet place normally. There's also the double murder of the married couple, the two women that we've been covering for the last month or so also. That also happened in the same area in the same time frame. And again, this is a place where they don't see crimes like that. So there's almost a sense of shock there when you talk to people. They can't believe that this is happening in their town. A lot of tourists there are also still talking about it, so it's still very much the topic of conversation.
Mm-hmm. And give us a preview. I know you're going to hop back in the car and keep heading to your next destination. Where are you going and who are you planning to talk to?
Yeah, so when we're done with you, we're going to get back in the car and head to Jackson, Wyoming for the night. That, of course, is where Gabby and Brian had dinner. We're going to be going to that restaurant, trying to get information there, and then going into Grand Teton Park, where Gabby's body was found. We'll be doing that tomorrow, and then we'll have all of it for you tomorrow night, Marnie, for the special.
The hope, Brian, as you know, is that we may see these clues through a different lens now that time has passed and we know so much more than we did a month and a half ago. Brian Enton on the road for us in Wyoming. Be safe out there, and we'll be checking in with you shortly. Brian, thank you. And make sure to join us tomorrow night for our 1-hour NewsNation Prime special as we retrace Gabby Petito's steps during those final days. Again, tomorrow night, 9, 8 Central, right here on NewsNation Prime.